Hi, my name is J.D. Steele, and I'm really excited and honored to be here at O.H. Anderson Elementary School to work with some fabulously and beautifully talented young people. It's been a very exciting residency that we're off to here in the month of October, and we're going to be sharing music and ideologies for the next several months with these young people until our concert on January 11th.
It's just JD. I was named after my father. Doesn't stand for anything. I grew up in Gary, Indiana, singing with my family down the street from Michael Jackson and the Jackson 5. So we used to compete in talent shows together. And then I went to college at Purdue University where I studied business. And then I came to Minnesota and I met Prince and I started working with him. And I've been traveling around the world most of my adult life. So I had these great teachers. I had a great teacher in high school, and I had a great teacher at my church who taught me how to use my voice in different ways, which was great because the more you sing, like any other muscle in your body, the stronger your voice gets. Okay. To the right.
Right, 2, 3, 4, left, 2, 3, 4, right, 2, 3, 4, left, 2.
March.
March, 2, 3, 4. Crisscross.
Yeah.
Crisscross. Crisscross.
Right clap. Right clap. Right. Freeze. Everybody talks with their hands and your body. So I want you to learn to sing with your hands and with your body. And remember that what comes from the heart,
Reaches the heart.
what comes from the heart,
Reaches the heart.
I do this often, and there are many reasons why I love to work with young people in spite of my traveling schedule and working with my family and working on various other projects. The number one reason is because these children are our future. They're such an important legacy for our planet and for humanism that I find it really necessary and important to pass on the legacy of music and understanding that was passed on to me when I was their age.
La 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 la. La 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 la. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 1.
and my man, what's your name? Brandon, nice job, Brandon. What's your name?
Maddie.
Maddie. How old are you, Maddie? 9.
All of us are not.
What's your name?
Paige.
Paige, you have a pretty voice.
Thank you.
How old are you? 9. And what's your name?
Robin.
Robin. How old are you, Robin?
10.
10. Robin. 10. Robin. 10.
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm
all of us probably remember our favorite teacher or favorite music teacher or arts teacher that had an impact on our lives. I certainly do. I'll never forget the legacy that I received from Miss Bessie Tatum and Mr. John McLeod while growing up in Gary, Indiana as a child.
Yote Yahweh Zekana.
Yote Yahweh Zekana.
Kwa Imani.
Kwa Imani. Yote Yahweh Zekana. Kwa Imani.
Yote Yahweh Zekana. Let me hear you sing that.
Yote Yahweh Zekana.
Then it goes. Kwa Imani.
Kwa Imani.
This is what flying hands are. Now, look, here's the trick. The trick is you can't do it like that the whole time or it'll hurt your hands. So you gotta barely touch your hands. Hard. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yote Yahweh Zekana. Kwa Imani. Yote Yahweh Zekana. Kwa Imani. Yote Yahweh Zekana. Kwa Imani. Yote Yahweh Zekana. Kwa
So what I try to do is impart upon kids first the ability to learn the melodies faster than they can realize that they can learn the melodies, and then try to, over a period of time, impart the harmonic progressions to them by ear. I think it's easier for them to hear those harmonic progressions when I sing them to them. Because I'm a singer, I'm able to sing all of the different parts. The soprano part, the alto part, the tenor part, and really give them some idea of what the harmonic progressions are. They learn faster than they think they're going to learn.
Yonge,
Yonge.
Metwalo,
Metwalo.
Yogingwe,
Yogingwe.
Lida.
Lida.
Yonge Metwalo,
Yonge Metwalo.
Yogingwe Lida.
Yogingwe Lida.
Right, left, right, left.
Yonge
Metwalo. Yogingwe Lida. Yonge Metwalo. Yogingwe Lida. Yonge Metwalo. Yogingwe Lida. Yonge Metwalo. Yogingwe Lida.
So when you sing, you should use your hands. So when I go, every burden shall be. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 2, 2.
Every burden shall be rolled away. Every burden shall be rolled away.
Yes.
Every burden shall be rolled away. Every burden shall be rolled away.
Yonge Metwalo, Yogingwe Lida. Yonge Metwalo, Yogingwe Lida. Take your time, okay? Yes.
Yonge Metwalo, Yogingwe Lida.
Yes.
Yonge Metwalo, Yogingwe Lida.
Yes, let's give another hand.
Yonge Metwalo,
also like to include in my presentations their global perspective, which of course they don't have, but I do. So therefore I like sharing my global experiences with them in hopes that I can share it in a way that they can understand it and begin to think themselves that maybe they want to travel around the world, or maybe they want to help impoverished nations like East Africa or help places like Northern India and make a contribution to society. Not only that, I think it's important that, especially in our communities and here in our own country, that they develop a sense of leadership matched with love and understanding.
If you want the world to be a better place to live in,
If you want the world to be a better place to live in,
try real love.
try real love.
Try real peace.
Try real peace.
Don't put it off.
Don't put it off.
Try the real thing today.
Try the real thing.
All right, now you got to learn to use your hands, okay? So it's like, if you want the world to be. All right, let me hear it. 1, 2, 3. If you want.
Want the world to be
Yes.
a better place to live in.
Yes.
If you want the world to be a better place to live in.
Hands, all right.
If you want the world to be a better place to live in.
Try real love.
Try real love.
Try real peace.
Try real peace.
Don't put it off.
Don't put it off. Try real thing today.
Yes. Open up the windows.
Open up the windows.
Windows of heaven.
Windows of heaven.
Pour you out a blessing
Pour you out a blessing
you never had.
you never had.
Try it today.
Try it today.
Sing.
Pour you out a
Wait a minute,
blessing.
that's gotta be bigger. Pour you out a blessing. Let me see that. 1, 2. Pour you
Out
out.
a blessing.
It's gotta be bigger. A couple of people not doing it big enough. I need bigger. 1, 2. Pour you
Out
out.
a
Like
blessing
that. Yeah, you never had.
you never had.
Open up the windows.
Open up the windows.
Windows of heaven.
Windows of heaven.
If you want
Want the world to be a better place to live in.
each other.
If you want the world to be a better place to live in. If you want the world to be a better place to live
I
in.
can hear you. Try real love.
Try real love.
Try real peace.
Try real peace.
Don't put it off.
Don't put it off. Try the real thing today.
Being an educator of color, oftentimes I'm working with students that are not students of color, and sometimes I'm the only person of color in an authority position that they get a chance to run across. And then they get a chance and a sense of who I really am and who we really are. And they find that we're not that much different, that we all want education, and I stress education in my presentations because I think it's so important. So I try to share those experiences and talk about color and talk about race a little bit. Not to the point where they're uncomfortable, but to where they understand that we're pretty much the same. If we don't have these conversations with our young people, then they're going to grow up being afraid to have these conversations, or they're going to grow up uncomfortable with having these conversations. So it's important for me to develop these conversations in a sense of community.
Something for me,
Something for me,
something for you.
something for you.
You show love for me,
You show love for me,
I show love for you.
I show love for you.
If we take time to see
If we take time to see
what this world could be,
what this world could be,
we could live peacefully.
we could live peacefully.
We all could be free.
We all could be free.
Yes. Something for me,
Something for me,
something for you.
something for you.
You show love for me,
You show love for me,
I show love for you.
I show love for you.
3, 4.
Something for me,
Yes.
something for you.
You
You show love for me,
I show.
I show love for you.
If
You
you
take time to see what this world could be.
we could
Live peacefully, we all could be free.
All right, say that with me. 1, 2, 3.
I'm the voice of the future, the next in charge.
So this world's up to us to protect from harm. Okay? You know what I'm talking about in that?
Yeah.
You guys are the voice of the future. All right, one more time. 1, 2, 3. It's about love and peace and respecting each other. You should judge somebody just because of the color, yo.
That's what music does. Music helps develop a sense of community. When we're all singing together, it actually causes us to pull together. We sing together in times of joy and happiness, at weddings and graduations. We sing together in times of tragedy. Around the world we do this. So music definitely creates a sense of community. And that sense of community opens itself up for discussion and understanding and sharing and gathering. And that's so important to me. So the artistic part of it is extremely important to me, but even more important to me is how these young people develop as citizens and as humans. So more power to them.
You just call out my name, and you know wherever I am, I'll come running, 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 running to see you again. Winter, spring, summer, or fall,